Breaking news. David Benavidez came out revealing on Cigar Talk that he's willing to fight David Morrell under one condition. That condition is to unify the titles at 168. Benavidez said this fight deserved to be a unification, since David Morrell is Canelo Alvarez WBA mandatory as he has been for the past 2 years. On the other hand, Benavidez himself has been the WBC mandatory for over 3 years, fighting one title eliminator after another. So Benavidez said it's not fair for me to fight David Morrell for nothing when we should be fighting to unify the division. If the WBC and the WBA do their job by stripping Canelo for avoiding his mandatories, then he's willing to fight David Morrell for them titles. Benavidez pointed out that Canelo is basically holding on the division by keeping the titles hostage without wanting to fight the best. Here is exactly what Benavidez had to say on Cigar Talk. Check it out.
So my problem with the fight not happening now, so David Morrell is in the same seat I'm in. We're both trying to see when we're going to get our world title shot.
Yeah.
Because he's the interim title of the WBA, I'm the interim title of the WBC.
Mm-hmm.
That fight, for us to make happen, that should be a world title fight. So it's
sense.
like it's kind of disrespectful. Like this guy's not even fighting anybody ranked in the fucking 168, and we have the interim titles. You know what I mean? We should already been world champions if they would have the opportunity.
Yeah.
So this fight is much bigger, world titles. So hopefully after this fight, they could either the WBC and the WBA strip Canelo.
Yeah.
And then we both make the fight a unified world title fight. It's a lot of back and forth, but that fight definitely is going to happen because he's not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. You know, so that could be a big fight potentially in a year.
Now, I'm going to leave a link for the full interview in the description box below. That was a fair point Benavidez made. Benavidez already admitted that Morrell is his toughest fight at 168, not Canelo. Due to that, he wants something in return. He wants to be fighting for something. We all know Morrell and Benavidez are both the best 168-pounders, without a doubt. Both David Benavidez and David Morrell will knock Canelo's spark out. So the best shouldn't be fighting the best for no title at all. On the other hand, Canelo gets to cherry pick while keeping the undisputed title hostage, preventing the best from fighting the best. The reality is, if Canelo doesn't want to fight the best, then he should stop keeping the division hostage. He should get stripped of the undisputed title. After that, he can go fight YouTubers as far as I care. Who cares at that point? I mean, at this point, when is the WBC and the WBA are going to do their freaking job? Only Canelo, who has the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection, can continue breaking the boxing rules. Remember, Canelo fought for a vacant WBC title back in 2020. He didn't even fight the champ for the belt. Canelo waited till Benavidez got stripped because he missed weight, then went behind closed doors to request to the WBC to fight Avni Yildirim for the vacant title. Basically, Canelo stole the WBC belt like a thief. Or you can say, he purchased the belt. Whatever floats your boat. One thing for sure, according to the rules, when you fight for a vacant belt, you have to defend it against two mandatories. Well, guess what? Benavidez has been the mandatory for over 3 years. Benavidez has been fighting in title eliminators for the WBC since 2020. We are already in 2024. And the WBC still hasn't did their job by ordering Canelo to fight his mandatory David Benavidez. If Benavidez really wants to, he can actually sue the WBC for this type of corruption. They are leaving themselves wide open for a lawsuit. On the other hand, the WBA, they are supposed to clean up their mess for having 2 belts per division, the regular and the super belt. From my understanding, the WBA already cleaned up all of the divisions except 168. How crazy is that? All because Canelo doesn't want to fight David Morrell. Well, if Canelo doesn't want to fight David Morrell, then vacate the WBA belt then. Or better yet, the WBA should be stripping Canelo for avoiding his mandatory David Morrell that he never fought. Canelo never defended his WBA belt. How can Canelo stay active and still be able to avoid his mandatories left and right, breaking the rules? I don't get it. Old media and Canelo fans love to deflect by saying David Benavidez is ducking David Morrell. Well, how is that any better when Canelo himself is ducking David Morrell as well? David Morrell is the boogeyman for a reason. But at least Benavidez is willing to fight Morrell under one condition: if they get to unify their titles once Canelo gets stripped for avoiding them. Canelo, on the other hand, he doesn't want to fight David Morrell at all. It doesn't matter if it's for all of the belts, undisputed or not. And let's not jump the gun all the way to Morrell. Canelo asked for $200 million to fight David Benavidez. So how much is he gonna want to fight David Morrell? $500 million? That's a rhetorical question for all of the Canelo fans. Canelo is really killing the 168 division, not by fighting the best, however, by doing the exact opposite, avoiding the best and preventing the best from fighting the best. If Canelo doesn't want to fight the best, we know that's not his motto. It's no ducking, no life for a reason. Then get out of the way so the best can fight the best. I don't think that's too much to ask. Nevertheless, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
To piggyback off the offer, were you ever offered anything from Benavidez camp?
Nothing. And who is he for offering me the money?
Right.
Who is he?
It was said that it was 55
yeah,
million.
but who is he to offer me? And if he offered the amount he say, that amount I can make with anybody. So that's nothing.
You don't think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made?
I don't. Maybe. Who knows? But you know, he brings nothing to the table for me. It's just he brings just 25 pounds more in the night, the fight on the night. Just, that's it. But if some promoter, not him, because he's nothing to offer me anything.
Canelo, ¿cómo te sientes? Sorry.
He's nothing to offer me money, you know. I'm the one. So, but if one promoter who I work to, they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million, I fight tomorrow.
Canelo,
That's the only reason I fight with him, because the only thing he brings to the table is 25 more pounds.
Canelo, I think this is a great fight that the Mexican fans are going to enjoy, but is there any pressure to make the fight we're speaking about Benavidez, because you got people like
pressure.
Mike Tyson and
No
even
pressure.
Ryan Garcia? They said Ryan Garcia said if he was you, he would already fight Benavidez. Mike Tyson said you need to fight him. Is there any pressure?
I don't
in
need to
terms of-
fight anybody. I don't need to prove anybody anything, because I remember when this happened with Golovkin, and then it happened with this. So I don't need to prove anything with anybody. So this fight with Jaime Munguia, you need to respect it, because this fight is more important than other fights.